Happy Wednesday. So, one of the things I've been noticing in myself, and it's not so bad well, in comparison to what it was before, but lack of humility, not wanting to show that I'm not good at something or I'm not, as good as people or as I may appear to be. This was a huge problem for me a while ago. Not so much on a horrible level, but what I mean by, in my sense of like humility is I've always been coachable. I've always been, but the thing about it is, I like to talk about being brutally honest. And sometimes there's those things that we are so close to and we just don't want to believe that we may not be as good as we think we are at them. Like parenting, for instance. For the most part, I'm pretty decent. But at the end of the day, I'm not that good. I'm not experienced. It's my first kid. I'm always learning. It's hard to deal with children, especially if they don't fall into that area of what we believe based on the way that we've been raising them they should be. So that's an area that I struggle at, but I read a lot and I try and overcome that. And that's what I'm trying to get at is, you have to have that humility to be able to look at yourself and say, okay, I don't know these things. I'm going to have to go out and get help, or I'm going to have to go out and read. And I really do think that this whole idea of mentorship and getting around the people that have been there, done that, a lot of the time, unfortunately for, not everybody, but, going back to the parenting thing, we don't want to raise our kids like our parents raised us. And so, you may not be able to get that coaching from your parents when it comes to the parenting strategies that you want to use. Or maybe your partner doesn't like the way your parents raised you or doesn't like those traits. Or vice versa. You're going to have to go outside of the family or find someone else that, can help you. That's going to take humility a lot of the times because there's going to be times in your life where you're going to have to really go out and beg people for help. And you know what? There's stories out there where the difference of people making huge impact in the world or making a lot of money or making this big turnaround in their lives had a lot to do with them going out there crying and, oh please, help me, oh please, like really like begging on their hands and knees for help to get it to click in that person's mind that they're asking to help them, or to convince that person that they really, will listen or whatever. There's tons of reasons why people won't want to teach you. And sometimes you gotta, crack that safe. And sometimes it'll take this humility factor. That's why I'm talking about it. In your career, if you want to gain, you may have to go to that person that you don't like in the office for them to teach you a skill that they're good at. But a lot of the time, and I've been there myself, we don't want to go to the people that we don't like for help. And that could hold you back. That's held me back. I've been in situations where there's people around me that are awesome at what I want to get good at, where they're ahead of me and they're much better than me. And, I screwed up some of those situations because, lack of humility, lack of, interpersonal skills, not really having those skills to deal with people that I don't necessarily, like or and feeling 100% as far as like personality traits. Life is tough. Life ain't easy, but, just to stick on that idea of humility, you have to, or we have to be honest with ourselves and real with ourselves. The other video, unvarnished. You got to put it all out there. You have to be 100% honest with yourself of where you're at, and you have to lose the pride, because the pride will keep you entrapped in your own mind. We can read our butts off. I'm a big believer in reading. I read like crazy. I'm a crazy, like, out of control person when it comes to reading. But at the end of the day, you can learn so much more from a living individual if you just, show them that you're coachable, show them that you're willing to learn, show them that you value their time, show them that you're appreciative Beg if you have to. Screw the pride. Because pride ain't going to pay your bills. Pride's not going to fill your savings account. Pride's not going to furnish you with this, great retirement that most of us want to have when we are at that age where we don't want to physically have to go out and grind on ourselves anymore. Those are the things that we need to be thinking about. Pride isn't going to make us better parents if we're not, following those keys to enrichment with our children, or helping them grow, or guiding them, in the way that's most beneficial for them, not for us. Because it's not about you when you have children, it's about the child. So just a few things to think about. As I always say, I hope the videos help. If not, pass it along to someone else. Share it with someone else that may be going through these things. Comment if you want. I'm open to the comments. If they're disrespectful, I won't respond. Happy Wednesday.